Two Queers and a Truck. And I'm Billy James Gunn, and my sidekick, Christian Cano, partner in crime, is coming up next.
Hey everyone, I'm Jim's sidekick. Welcome to Two Queers in a Truck. Hi y'all.
See you soon. Good morning, everybody. It is Two Queers in a Truck time 2026.
Wow.
Oof. That sounds so sweet.
It does.
It's been a long time since I've looked forward to a year. And I have no doubt that this is going to be hopefully one of the most positive years in a long time. And either way, we're here. It doesn't really matter
exactly.
if it is or it isn't. But it's like the song, it looks like we made it.
Yes.
And it's I think we all have earned a t-shirt, or at least all the progressives have earned a t-shirt that says, "We survived 2025. You know, it's like, been there, done there, got the t-shirt. Like, I think it is undoubtedly the, as a nation, it's been a very harrowing year compared to many years, at least in my lifetime, that I can think of, where we've literally just been gaslit by people in charge of every branch of our government federally, like just across the board. The people that have the majority in the Supreme Court, the Congress, and obviously control the presidency have just lit this country on fire in every way you could think of. And it's a wild ride. Like, there's no redeeming value to these people other than they've spent a year showing how horrible they are. That's the only thing they've accomplished, because it's not made them more powerful. And time will tell, but I think it's definitely the beginning and the end, and I think a lot of people can feel it, and a lot of people want to push this year to wrap this up early. And we'll jump right into it. Speaking of incompetence, one of the things that the Trump administration has done, or as I like to call them, the little pickle crowd, is, they're the same kind of people that have the really large belt buckles, the oversized trucks, very specific. They drive a Tesla. Since we knew that Elion was a Nazi, so on and so forth.
Bless you.
Sorry about that. And they declared that that trans people don't exist with an executive order, and basically said that they can't use the bathroom of their choice as a federal employee after, like a trans woman has to go to the men's room, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there is a trans woman that works for the NSA. She's the data scientist, and her name is Sarah O'Neill, and she is invoking the Bostock ruling that had to do with sexuality and gender. And she's suing Trump. She's suing the federal government for basically saying that it's a hostile workforce, which pretty much all federal employees could claim that. Not to diminish what she's saying, but
Yeah.
of the millions of federal employees, some way, shape, or form, I think all federal employees, whether it's air traffic controllers, military, that's been, sent out to American cities to go pick up trash, things of that nature. Literally, I think she started something that I think is very important, and hopefully it turns into a class action suit. Hopefully thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of federal employees that are disgruntled right now sue the Trump administration. And I think that sort of thing is going to have a real case. I mean, there's a real case to be made that it is a hostile work environment. And because they're incompetent, as most fascists are, I don't think they realize how the system protects itself and how this might be a very, very important time in 2026 when her case goes up the courts. And, of course, they're going to appeal it no matter what happens. And they're going to fight it all the way up. But I feel like this may be something that may go all the way to the Supreme Court at some time late in 2026. And it's going to be interesting to see, for y'all keeping track at home, track Sarah O'Neill. I think it's going to be one of these things. First of all, they pissed off somebody that works in intelligence, and she's a data scientist, and she's gonna come at them hard. And it's gonna be funny if the lawsuit that sticks on this guy, because he really is the Teflon Don. Like, there's a lot of things that have never stuck on this guy. But just like Al Capone went down because of taxes and tax evasion, it may be a hostile workforce complaint that starts a snowball landslide lawsuit that fundamentally changes how our government runs. It may be something like that we think is not that big of a deal now. That's usually the thing that turns into the avalanche that makes real meaningful change. You just watch. It's when you mess with people's daily lives like they have in so many different ways, whether it is harassing people that look like, they couldn't possibly be American, in another way of saying super racist policies, super homophobic policies. It could be the thing that unravels this big ball of yarn that we call the Trump administration. There's an interesting story going, and it is a Christmas story where this guy named Roy complained about a drag queen and a retired gay elf doing a hosting of a Christmas festival. I think there was a parade and a whole bunch of other stuff. And the local NBC affiliate, a TV anchor by the last name of O'Brien, fired back. They just had enough of this guy. He's just this pain in the ass white guy that just bitches about everything. And old Roy it giving them too much grief about who was hosting this Christmas event. And finally the host of or the not host but the TV anchor just said enough's enough and went on a whole fucking meltdown about this and just really called this guy out, called this Karen out. And the nice thing about it is that we would rather have flaming drag queens and a retired gay elf than a Grinch bah humbug like you. And ripped into this guy even more than that. And basically said, we all pay taxes. We all deserve to be able to do stuff like this. Who cares what you think? We don't care. We don't care if they're a drag queen. We don't care if they're gay. Enough is enough. Just shut up.
Was this live on TV or were they just doing a show? Oh no.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess this guy had complained for quite a while
Yeah.
and really, really bitched. And I guess later on, after the Christmas event, the TV anchor, while hosting the news, just looked into the camera and just started ripping to this guy.
Oh, wow.
and because this guy just wouldn't let it go. He kept coming at it, and bitching so many different ways. He'd finally had enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great to see it. It's great to see people from the media say, this is kooky. This is just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you don't like them is because they're a drag queen and they may be gay. Now this, this other host, nobody knows for sure if he's actually gay. And and from what I understand, they've hosted this Christmas event in this town more than 1 year. Like it's something that's perennial that they've done several times. And I think people are getting tired or they're getting fatigued and not giving up. I think a lot of people are just saying, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This is really fucking stupid. And they're scratching their heads going, why are we doing this? And they're starting to question it. And I think you're seeing the results around the country because you see conservatives dress up in drag all the time. I mean, our vice president did it in college, as far as we know. He may have not stopped yet.
Their wives and their women are in drag almost every day.
Well, yeah, they're permanent drag performers. They're the Botox queens of America.
Exactly.
The most of them look like they got a face with an inflatable tire in it. They've got lips that protrude about 2 feet from their face. They look like Daffy Duck or something. Like I'm expecting for the duck bills to spin around when their heads explode. Like there's a certain cartoonish element of these people, and you want to laugh at them, and we do, and we laugh at their expense, but we also have to say, and we'll cover that topic right after this very, very important commercial break. And we'll be right back after these messages. Hey, everybody. You can catch us on your favorite audio podcast platform, Spotify, and all Apple Store, the Google machine, and whoever else does podcasts. We're on there. We broke in, and we're staying. So enjoy the Two Queers in the Truck on your favorite audio podcast platform. Thanks for listening or watching. Bye-bye. Happy Pride. And we are back. And we have to examine how stupid these people are. And not only do we have to laugh at them, but we also have to point them out. And we have to keep coming at it and making fun of the incompetence. We got to keep talking about it. And on another news, and this is a little bit more local and it's a little bit funnier as far as it's more lighthearted. As many of y'all know or may not know, it does rain in Southern California. And for the last couple of weeks in real time, including today, it's going to rain again. Well, where I live, it probably does. All the time, all you got to do is walk down Santa Monica Boulevard, and it's raining men all the time in little bikinis. Maybe, and probably not so much lately because it's been a little cooler, but we had like a record 10 inches of rain last week, and in like 3 days. So the streets and the rivers around here, got up to where, we had floods and stuff like that a little bit in the lower areas. And I saw this thing over near Ventura where these kids got out their surfboards and started having this truck pull them like they were surfing. Like they were surfing. Like they were surfing, but there was no waves. But they were getting pulled behind this truck like a water skier, but they were on surfboards.
Oh, like in the street, you mean?
Paddling out. What?
Like in the street?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and it looked like it was in a neighborhood, and it was pretty hilarious. It was very. You probably only see this in California, is because here the rain is kind of celebrated because we're like, yeah, like in Charlotte, it's pretty rainy. Houston, Texas, there's a lot of places where you get 40 to 80 to 100 inches of rain a year. Seattle, rain's no big deal. Here, they shut down. It's like snow here. It's because it doesn't snow here and it doesn't get, below 40 for the most part. It's rain is our snow, because half the restaurants have outdoor areas, like most of them are even uncovered. It's a very outdoorsy place, believe it or not. And for the people that are not familiar with LA, especially where I live in Hollywood, it's a very, very all-weather city because it's sunny, 350 days of 365 days a year. It's beautiful weather, postcard weather. So when it rains, it's notable. I mean, things shut down. They have cities shut down. Like last week, the city of West Hollywood on the 24th shut completely down. It paralyzes the city in a certain way because we're not used to it. There's so many things that we take for granted that are non-rainy days, and it just was funny to see the local ABC affiliate showing these kids surfing in the middle of the street. And of course, they're off school too. That's the other thing is, it was Christmas break last week in real time, and these kids are just surfing away. Very, very California. I had to laugh. I had to bookmark it on my phone because I was just like, this is funny. This is just only in California, and when it rains, they surf in the streets, and so it's just one of those things that isn't necessarily laugh out loud funny, but it's one of those more notable things that I definitely live in a different place than I've lived ever in my life. Because you'd never see this in Texas. You wouldn't see, they may pull out inner tubes, or they may pull out, water skis or something, or inflatable raft, like they use for float trips or something, but you'd never see surfboards. And like there was 4 or 5 of them with surfboards, and you can tell these kids surfed. They could get up on their boards and stuff, like they were actually experienced surfers. And it's just pretty hilarious. Congratulations, and and this happened quite a while ago, but I don't know, we didn't really concentrate on it too much. But there was a Wisconsin race for the Supreme Court, and one of the things that got pointed out here lately, and it's really because, again, we've watched even Elon Musk really fail in 2025. We've really watched him crater. He started the year with the whole Doge thing and all that. And, of course, he accomplished nothing. Well, he did accomplish something. He ran up the bill. He made government more expensive, not less expensive. But he also tried to take out this Democrat. And this Democrat's named Susan Crawford, Justice Susan Crawford in Wisconsin. And Elon Musk spent $25 million to unseat this. The most expensive, the largest investment any individual's ever made for a state Supreme Court justice race. Invested $25 million in the opposition against this woman. She still won. And it's really important to note that if you run the right race and you do the right things, that even in democracy for sale, while we're in an oligarchy now, we're not in a democracy anymore, that we can still win. And she'd be a case study. And I believe this election may have happened in April, so it's old news, but it's kind of new news because it didn't really get any traction. Of course, we're in a year where this has been a zany year. I mean, we watched so many things happen in 2025 that a lot of things got buried. And this was a very important one for the Democrat Party and the opposition. Because wealthiest guy in this country bet against her and spent $25 million of his own money, which is chump change when you're worth $500 million. But he makes more in a day than $25 million. Like he spent $25 million to rig the game in Wisconsin, and he lost. So he bet wrong. I guess he should have took it to Vegas and put it on Black 13, or split his race cards, and doubled down. But either way, he lost $25 million. And it's good to see that. It's good to see idiots like that lose. And it proves how much losers they really are. And we have to not only pick out these elections and really study those and apply this quickly in this year in all of our campaigns, but we got to damn sure make sure when we do take back Congress and we do these things and we do turn this ship around one more flipping Tom, we put some protections into place, so to speak, that this kind of shit doesn't happen anymore. Like term limit, things like that. Got to be some things, judicial term limits, especially for a national Supreme Court, where we turn over this government every so often, and that we don't have long-term players in Congress that can be bought off. That we're turning this over enough to where we get fresh ideas, more effective ideas, and more progressive ideas. There is institutional graft on both sides of the aisle. There's some Democrats in there, way too many professional politicians, way too many people that have just sat up there and have done nothing, that have a mountain of competence, i.e. Bernie Sanders. He's as useless as a rubber crutch. Okay. All you Bernie bros out there, fuck you very much. But we are up against our second break, and we'll be right back with some more Two Queers in a Truck after this message. Hey y'all, this is Jenny with Two Queers in a Truck, and Christian's along with me. And we're just having fun, and we're looking forward to the 2025 season, and super excited. We have some neat things going on in our whole family of shows, including Coffee and Pan Dulce, and many new shows that are brewing. Get it. And we are excited for 2025 and all the chicanery and other things that comes with it. So happy New Year, and we'll see you on the flip side. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Bye, boo.
Bye, boo. And the reason I do that is because it isn't just Republicans that have been in too long. And the reason I pick on Bernie Sanders is that he is such a sacred cow. And we don't need sacred cows. We don't need to worship the golden calf in the Democrat Party. And we need to set up our government to where nobody stays in too long. Because I think this is part of the problem, is that bad ideas get institutionalized. And we can't afford this anymore. We should have learned this from George W. Bush. We spent trillions of dollars on an unnecessary war. And we bankrupted our country from that war. And we've been paying for it ever since. But on the more important news, a recent episode had Jesus is now a recurring character on South Park. And he's become the school counselor at the kids' school. And the Power Christian principal has fixed Jesus up with a date called Peggy Rockbottom. And the reason I point this out is because Peggy Rockbottom looks like every Power Christian woman and every MAGA woman out there. And she even points out in a little song, I get big fake tits and big old lips. And I mean, like, she looks like an inflatable sex doll. and not in a good way. And this is who Power Christian Principle is, or as they like to call themselves, the PCs, which is ironic, because the anti-political correctness movement in the conservative side of the ledger, they call themselves Power Christians. But this Peggy Rockbottom is hilarious. It's a hilarious character. And the fact that this principal took his wife and Jesus out for dinner and set him up with a date with Peggy Rockbottom was a double date, a blind date.
I see. Yeah.
And it is hilarious. But this character just so, when you watch it and you watch how she's just completely disconnected with reality and is a legit MAGA Christian woman. Like she's an amalgam of all of the goofiness, the fun bags Bobert, all those type of people. The head of Homeland Security. You take all those people and you kind of roll it into one animated character. It's Peggy Rockbottom.
Yes, I'm looking at the picture, and you're right. It is almost exactly. It's funny. That's a good one. I haven't seen that episode.
Oh, you got to see it because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And on top of it, they really encapsulated how vapid and stupid MAGA women sound. And they do sound stupid. Like this character is just mindless. She's just all about looking a certain way, living a certain way that has nothing to do with reality. It has nothing to do with Christianity, which is even funny. That this character is like, literally, if she came to life, she would go right to a MAGA rally. Like she would probably go to work for the ICE. She just literally waiting for her face to jump off her body like they do with Christy Noem's character, where it just starts really because her face is so plasticky. What is it with MAGA women and hating on drag queens and trans women when these Luddites wear more makeup than any drag queen, and they all look like drag queens?
But no, you're exactly right, and I think you've talked about this throughout the year, but we haven't really done a show on it. But there's this projection that, remember, with the Moms for Liberty people. It started with the Moms for Liberty, and it's kind of, I don't know how to describe this. It's like the wives of these MAGA people hate drag queens and transgender people because their husbands like them. Yeah. So they almost feel, as it feels like, just from like an observer, it almost feels like a lady who is angry at the husband because she's cheating on him, but takes it out on the lady that he's cheating on instead of the husband. Correct. That's what it feels like. And so now they're starting to absorb what they think their husband is attracted to.
Correct.
That's the way it seems to me.
It's either one hell of a coincidence that most of these MAGA women, these Christian women, end up looking more like a trans woman or a drag queen than we do.
Exactly.
Because drag queens go home and typically take all the makeup off, and if they're wearing a wig, and when they dress, most drag queens are gay men. Yeah. And some are trans women, some transition. Yeah. But you don't do drag because it's your gender identity. You do it because it's a performance art. These women in MAGA do drag every day.
Yeah.
They look like drag queens. They've turned into drag queens and trans women. And I think you're right. I think they search their husband's browser history. We know a lot of them do it because, Holy Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, probably got busted looking at gay porn and trans porn. And, now has to be on this app that monitors what he does. Yeah. And has his own teenage son, monitoring his masturbation habits. But I think a lot of these women know, because these men, men in general will make comments about, what's attractive to them, what's not. Most men are pigs anyway, especially straight men or straight-ish men. And trans and queer porn is always in the top 3, especially in the MAGA parts of the country. Grindr goes off the hook when they have large conventions in cities. We all know what it boils down to is these MAGA women, these power Christian women, fear what they don't have.
Exactly. That's the way it seems.
They don't have a penis.
Yes.
So they try to look like they have a penis by making themselves look like drag queens.
Exactly.
Hoping that that's what will make their man attracted to them. What they don't realize, unless they start walking around with the strap on or start packing, he's not attracted to your face. He's attracted to something else that you don't got, girly girl.
Exactly.
And they're trying to compete. It's almost like a competition. Like they're trying to wipe us out of society, but also look like us.
Exactly.
And it's so weird.
Yes.
And it's so obvious, and it's getting more and more obvious, because Christian Cano looks like a drag queen. She looks like a bad drag queen. Funbags Bobert looks the same way. She looks like about half the young drag queens out there.
Yeah, she looks like a pre-drag.
Yeah.
An adolescent drag.
Yeah. Like, a lot of them look like drag queens and drag kings. Like MTG looks like a drag king.
Yeah, that's right.
All she needs is to paint on a little pencil-thin mustache, and she look like half the drag queens out there. And, we'll give her the nickname These Nuts, it would be,
that's right.
It would be, I think MTG pretty soon is going to put a little sock or in front of her pants pretty soon. Just, I mean, that way at least I can find her attractive.
Exactly. Again.
But we're into the show, but I'm wondering who out there that listens to the show or watches the show has given up on their New Year's resolutions yet.
We're just 7 days in? Yeah, we're just 7 days.
Yeah. I mean,
you can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
That's why I don't do New Year's resolutions, is for this exact reason. Because I call January the quitter month. It's the month where you went and got that gym membership for Christmas, got some equipment, got the shake weights, whatever trend is going on right now, and the special diet books. And by today, if you're listening to the show when it first dropped, I would say 90% of y'all, and I'll ask this again later in January.
Yeah, that's right.
Y'all quit on your New Year's resolution, and I'm gonna say, if people are honest, it's gonna be 90%.
Yeah,
because it's quitter month. January's quitter month. That's the only holiday that's really in it is quitting of things. So I mean, we ought to have a day in the month that's called the quitter month. Most people quit by this month, the time of the month. But anyway, that is the end of this episode, this January 7th episode of 2026, y'all. And we will see you next week. Bye, y'all. Bye, boo.
Bye, y'all. I got a little dance. Not sure what that was.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching Two Queers in a Truck. And we've made it to 2026, guys. And here pretty soon we're going to have some special episodes and some paid subscription opportunities. Like, subscribe, follow us on social media. We're going to really ramp it up, and we're going to also highlight these opportunities here They're probably already up by now. And check it out. See, for pretty much less than a cup of coffee at your fancy coffee shop, you can subscribe to this and see if you like the bonus content. We're going to put some special content, some best stuff, and some sweet treats in there to hopefully sweeten your month in 2026. And I don't know, we'll have a little fun. We'll see how it goes. And if you like us now, this will be us on steroids, pretty much. I don't know if anybody wants that, but we're going to put it in. But anyway, we will see you next week. Y'all be safe out there, and congratulations if you made it to 2026. Bye, y'all. Bye, boo.
Bye, y'all. Bye, boo.
Hi everybody, this is Gersemi from the Aesthetic Cash Show over here. All I'm here is doing a little quick PSA. Use this summer to do volunteer work. Go to your nearest YMCA, go to your nearest homeless shelter, go to whatever community services or programs that you can help out and volunteer. Because right now, we have a bunch of fascist pieces of shit trying to rip apart our country and rip apart the people, our communities by spreading hate and bigotry. The best way to combat it is, one, working in your community and standing strong to show that you are strong and you're here to help out others. Two, combat misinformation. If you hear bullshit, first research and make sure if it's true or not. If it is not true, call it out. If it is true, get the facts. Be knowledgeable of it because it might come out later. So always stand against that. And three, fuck fascists. Stand against them. Make them feel uncomfortable. There is too many people out there feeling like they can say the hard R or say slurs or be violent. Make them understand that a lot of people die to make sure this hatred and bigotry does not exist. All our civil rights workers, all the people who stormed Normandy, everybody who fought against intolerance and hatred, they died and worked their asses off to stop this. So follow in their footsteps and stop this madness. This is Gersemi again from Americo, and all I can say is be there for your community and stand up for what's right. Fuck fascism and have a wonderful day.